Woohoo! Huh? Ah! Hey guys, this is Jim, and welcome to episode 46 of ObsExplore, our modded Minecraft based around the mod Advent of Ascension. And yes, this is episode 46. I think I said 46 at the start of the last episode, and that was wrong. Yes, this one's 46. So today, guys, lots to do. We've got some testing to do, we've got boss to fight, we've got all sorts of things, and depending on time, we might even have more. So, you might have seen on the channel recently some previews for a new mod I'm making called ObsAoA, and funnily enough, that's an add-on for Advent of Ascension. So, there's some of the goodies in it. Now, there's some records there, there's some new blocks, there's some missing textures because I haven't done them yet. So, it's getting closer to be released. I think I've got all the things I want to put in the initial release at least in there. So let's go and test some of these things out, because this is really the first play testing I've done with it. And we might as well start with some weapons goodies. Okay, lots of weapons in here. So I've added now to here, there, I've added achievements for all Advent of Ascension weapons. So basically, whenever you pick up a weapon from Advent of Ascension, you'll get an achievement. And the main reason I did this was to help us keep track of which weapons you've got, because there's so many. Look at all these: bows, swords, great blades, scythes, energy weapons. Oh man, it just goes on and on, doesn't it? Look at all those guns, man. Yes, so I wasn't sure of a good way to keep track of all the weapons that we were collecting, so I was trying out this idea of, using the clipboards, but that's just way too manual and way too annoying. Way too much work, basically. And I thought, well, let's use achievements instead. And so we're going to test it out. Actually, in the game, if I pick that up, will I get an achievement for the overshot? Yes, good. Hadn't tested it in multiplayer, so I'm glad it works. What about if we... this one. What if we break this chest and have a whole bunch of weapons drop on the ground after we get rid of this guy? Pick them up and see how it goes, if it's going to handle having about, a whole bunch of achievements. Oh yes, streaming through achievements there. There's only as many as we can pick up, I guess. What do we do? Shift. Can we click it on the ground, or is that... we might just have to do that. Is that giving us achievements? No, because I'm not picking anything up because they're still up here. Nope. Well, let's have a look. What did we get with that? If I can keep pressing the wrong button. Okay, HEG. Energy weapons. We didn't get any energy weapons there. Staves. Did I have any staves? Oh, yes, we got the primordial. Good. No bows in the chest there. No swords either. No great blades? Oh yes, there we are, the primordial great blade, so we had that in there. Oh yes, I haven't got any of the sides yet, unfortunately. What have we got? Yeah, we've got a couple there, good. No volcanoes. Lots of guns here, well, a couple anyway. And so these pages, I've organised the pages here, they roughly follow the classification in the Advent of Ascension wiki. There's pretty much the same, except for the what's the word? You know the word I'm thinking of? Upgraded weapons. That's right. There's no real easy way for me to tell what's an upgraded weapon versus a normal weapon. And I should point out, these are actually dynamic. So what does that mean? It means that when Advent of Ascension updates and adds more weapons, hopefully, then they will automatically appear in your achievements list without me having to update this, or without you having to update this. So that means that you don't need to update this mod to get the new achievements. It's all automatic, all taken care of for you, which is really handy because it means I don't have to do any work, and it means you don't have to update the mod. And the way it works is that I don't copy anything across from Advent of Ascension or anything like that. Don't copy the textures or anything silly like that. It's all just automatically taken care of with just some checks inside of all the forge stuff, just to see, well, is this a weapon? And if it is, then let's add an achievement for it. So good, that one works. I'm very happy that we now have all these achievements. And now we can keep track of which ones we've got and which ones we don't have. And there's a lot we don't have, although I haven't picked up everything yet, but good. Good, good. That's one thing ticked off the list. Alright, what to test next? Well, next up, there's probably a couple of little things, I guess you could call them. Little things. Let's just grab some random blocks, and we do want some wood blocks. Shadow wood, maybe some planks there. Okay, so I've added in Forge multi-part support for Advent of Ascension blocks automatically. So by default, Advent of Ascension doesn't add this in. So now you can actually make Forge multi-part without you having to edit any config files or anything like that. I think I've got most blocks covered. Again, this is another one of those dynamic things, so that when new blocks are added in the game in Advent of Ascension, then you don't need to update ObsAoA, which is really handy. The other thing I've added in is some OR dictionary entries. And what does that mean? Well, normally with Advent of Ascension you can't use the planks to make things like sticks and stuff. We can now. So I've added in that for planks, logs and leaves there's now an OR dictionary entry. So it means you can use the Advent of Ascension wood to do normal wood recipes like you would with just vanilla wood or other mod woods as well. So that's just a little thing as well. It means you can do some more decoration there with some of those multi-parts there, and you don't have to find just vanilla wood to do some of those wood recipes. Very handy. Okay, what else? Well, what about some of these new blocks here? So these are basically smooth versions of a lot of the common stones you find in various dimensions. So if you chuck a abyssal stone in the furnace, that's what it's called, isn't it? You'll get a smooth abyssal stone, and then you can use that to make a bricks version. See, I'm not very imaginative with my building, I don't think, guys. So a lot of the Advent of Ascension things I found it hard to build with. Like the Christevia, sort of very purpley, the Haven stone there. Just because of the texture, I found it a bit difficult to build with. So now you've got some more choices. Chuck that in a furnace and you'll get a smooth version, or even make a brick version. So a couple of extra blocks just to expand your building possibilities, really. Oh, I should point out that's really just for the common stone in each dimension that has a stone block. So like for Creeponia, it has 3 stone in Creeponia. It has the primed, the unstable and the creep stone. So there's 3 different versions of the smooth, and some of the dimensions don't actually have common stone, so they don't actually have a smooth version for them. But yeah, so things like this plant stem, for example, you can multi-part it now, but you can't actually use it to make a smooth version. I've just put some of the common ones in. I think I've let the chickens get a little bit out of control. They're everywhere. Yes, ignoring the chickens, the final feature that will be in the initial release are these records. So these are dropped by the bosses of the matching name, obviously, Clunkhead and Graw and things. So whenever you kill a boss, it's guaranteed to drop a record, and the sound that it's actually played is the music from the boss fight. So some of the bosses won't actually have records, like the Skeletal Army doesn't have any music, so they won't have a record. And as you can see, I need to do some more textures. Not quite ready yet. So yeah, we need to fight a boss, don't we? And I think Dracyon. We gotta take this guy on again, because he's what, twice? I think he beat us once and he disappeared or something the other time. And we need to make a call of the Drake. Unfortunately, I don't have any of these guys, the pure coral stone. And they are dropped by amphibians, and they're a hunter mob that come with a spawner, and I already have the spawner. We've got one there and one there. Now we can't automatically kill hunter mobs. I don't know if you've tried this, if you've played Advent of Ascension, but hunter mobs won't be killed by sort of auto farms like lava or crushers or anything. In fact, if you try and put a hunter mob against that extra utility spikes, you might actually crash your server like I did before. So yes, make sure you don't use hunter mobs on the spikes there. So I'm going to have to set up a little manual thing. Ooh, they are noisy. Maybe down here, have them fall into this hole and then just manually kill them so I can get some of those coral stones so we can fight Dracyon, and so that we can make the break armor, because we haven't got that either. So let's get to work. And here's another example of the OR dictionary registration I mentioned. So now we can use Advent of Ascension planks to make, for example, Jabba's dolly, because we couldn't do this before, so that makes it just a little bit simpler so you don't have to go hunt vanilla wood. Spawners placed. And amphibious, kill, 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 kill. Oh, except they, that's right, they regenerate in water, so I might actually have to get rid of the water there, because they're just going to regenerate. It's going to take much longer. And they make a racket too. Woo-wee. Well, I didn't quite get enough pure coral stones for the armor, but I've got enough to make a Call of the Drake so we can fight Dracyon. If only I could find a spot to spawn Dracyon. I'm finding Lotterman. I'm finding that guy all the way in the distance there is Hydralisk's thing that we have to get back to at some point. But I can't find Dracyon's spawner thingy-majiggy. Getting there. But while we are here, we do need to get a mob. We're going to do the old soul shards again for Corallon to get some more of the pure rain stones. We need some more of those for the armor that we want to, and I just got to find, I think that guy over there is Corallon, hopefully. Oop. And I'm very low on food. I've come to fight a boss without any food. And you are. Corallon is the one we want. We just need to get the soul shard before he starts hurting us. Oop, there we are, soul shard, and Corallon, and something else. Corallon's the one we want, so once we get 4 of those, we'll get a spawner back at the base. But Dracyon, finally found one, guys. I've been all over the place, around, down here, round here, round here, and finally to here. Whew, okay. I hope we get him this time, or else that's going to be a bit of a frustrated trip. Okay, I'm going to do a little bit of a setup this time, I think. So let me place a few blocks and try and, I don't know, see if we can make it so he doesn't fly off on us. I love the builder's wand. Ooh, except that one. Oops. Did I put it in some mode? There we are. Alright. Okay, now the problem is I have 2 raw chicken and I've got 2.5 haunches or left of food. Yeah, this could be interesting, couldn't it? And I don't know if this is actually going to work. Now, we have tried to block him in before, but then that blew up all the walls some time ago now. Should we just... oh, it's actually a specific order. Is it that one? That one? That one? Oh, there we go. Whew. Okay, got there in the end. Yeah, this could be a bit silly, couldn't it? Let's do it. Can't move very fast, but there we go. Alright, Dracyon, this time you're gone. If I can find you. Oops. Of course he did. Where is he? Where is he? Oh, man. Gun. Oh, man. We're going to lose him again, aren't we? Oh, dear, and I'm going to die again. I don't know, guys. Good old Dracyon. Yeah. Great. Well, that was a bit of a debacle. I really didn't prepare myself for that, did I? I kind of rushed it a bit. But we can make this now, the Boraic armor. I just did some more killing of those blokes underneath us there and got a few more of the stones. So we can finally make the Boraic armor. So, Boraic. With those guys making a bit of a racket in the background. Helmet, chest, and legs. Oh, there they are. Legs and boots. Boots. There we go. Alright, so what does this one look like? Let's have a look. And helmet. Whoops. Helmet, click, button, me, click. There we go. Ooh. Looking pretty good so far, isn't it? Oops. It's almost like a, well, football helmet, gridiron helmet, or what we call gridiron, American football helmet. Looks a little bit like that, doesn't it? With a grill across the front there. Oh, that's quite nice. So what do we actually get with this one? 33% chance to deal double melee damage. Okay. Looks alright, but I don't know about the bonus. I think we've got some better armor than that, haven't we? Yeah. Whew, okay, not bad. Let's chuck that in there, like that. And we're actually getting our set. We're pretty close now. Although there's a few things still to go, isn't there? Yeah. Now, last episode, guys, I asked if anyone had any ideas of how we can get the blocks from the Ancient Caverns and Immortalis, given they're unbreakable. And so we got a suggestion in the comments that maybe, just maybe, we can use the old TNT to get it. So, now, blocks in Minecraft have a couple of properties. So you can add a hardness value, and that's how hard it is for a pick or a shovel or something to break it. And you can add a resistance value, and that is how much blast resistance it has from explosions. And just maybe, where's the portal? It's got to be one of these. Just maybe these guys, even though they're unbreakable with a pick or something, just maybe they're blow upable with some TNT. Maybe we can get some things that way. Dungeon Keeper token trade. Oh, yes. Hello, Blizzard. I forgot we had you here. We just better make sure we don't blow up that guy and that guy, because that would be bad. So, let's see. TNT. Oh, because we can't place blocks in here, can we? That's an interesting message, isn't it? How dare you try to vandalise my property? What do you reckon, Blizzard? That's not going to work. Okay. How about we try it in the Ancient Caverns instead? Oh yeah, except there's things in here as soon as you come through the portal, there's things. Whew. Forgot about that. Where's my gun? That's a good question. Where is my gun? Uh-oh. I think I've left it back at the base. Alright. No. Bummer. Bummer. No luck. Gonna have to come up with some other idea, aren't we? Well, we do have to kill one boss today, so Dracyon may have survived us yet again. But I might get the Primordial 5, because I actually like the music that's played when these guys are spawned. It's quite nice music. It's almost calming. I think I mentioned it before. So I'll take care of these guys, and then when we get near the end, we'll kill the last guy and see what he drops. Okay, Okazor, the guy I never pronounce right, is gone. Okay. Ooh, look, we got a record! Yay! Good, that works. Okay. And we got some other bits and pieces as well that we've already got, I think. So yes, so now we get a record. Now got to make a jukebox and play it. Now this one actually, for the actual texture design, is quite plain for the Primordial record, because it's sort of black with a little bit of red, just to try and suit the whole atmosphere of this region. Some of the other ones are a little bit nicer. Some are, you know, hit and miss. But if anyone's got ideas for textures, feel free to make some, and if they're better than mine, then we can look at including them in the pack. Alright, let's head back and find a jukebox. Okay, a jukebox. We need some planks, and we can now use these to make the recipe, and a jukebox, and record. So there you go. That's nice. Let's see. Let's see. Ooh. I wonder. So what happens with the way I've implemented it is I don't copy the sounds or anything from Advent of Ascension. I just basically point the code to say play Advent of Ascension's boss music. And I only need to add one line of code for each new record now that I've got all the infrastructure in place, so that when new bosses are added, it'll be nice and easy to add them, and make a new texture, of course. So let's see, there's one thing I wanted to test. I don't think this is going to work. Yeah, okay. Because I haven't copied the sound or anything, Advent of Ascension, when you add new sounds, you group the sound into the type of sound that it is. So if you go over to, where were we, sounds? So there's all these different groups here. So if you add a new sound file, then you say which of these groups will adjust the volume for that sound file. And of course the boss music is in the master volume because, well, it's boss music. It's not a record or anything. So yeah, you can't actually use the jukebox sound level to adjust it. You have to actually use the master volume. But that works, which is good. So that was the main thing we needed to test. And we did fight a boss, even though it's a boss we've fought before and not Dracyon. Dracyon. Oh. And I'm just testing out to make sure that the furnace recipes do actually work and that we can craft the brick versions of these blocks, and all good so far. So I've just put up a little display wall here. Yeah, something crept up on me and blew up. Yeah. Oops. And now I keep falling out the hole. Yeah, I'm not sure what it was. I didn't even see it. I was just looking in the other direction and just bang. So whether it was a creeper or something else, yeah, bang. So, okay, so these are some of the smooth blocks that we've got. We're right against the sign there. There, and there, and there, and the unstable, smooth, and there. So there's a bit of a look at what you can see with the various rocks and the smooth versions and the bricks for each one. Turns out I've missed a couple. Good thing we're testing it. I haven't done the deep rock, the Iron stone, and the Gardensia stone. I missed those ones, so I'll have to work on those textures. But yeah, so maybe just to give your builds a bit more variety with just some of these smoother versions. Might be a bit easier to use, or give it a bit of a contrast with some of the other blocks. So yeah, and they all work, which is good. That's the main thing. Yes, cool. The lands of Renan Door. We haven't been here for quite a while, I think, guys. There is some things we need to do here. We haven't fought the boss, and we haven't fought the boss because we haven't got what we need to fight the boss. So we have to find the Rune Templars, and apparently they're under the ground somewhere, right down by about Y level 5. So let's see, how low are we right down here? 14, or we might have to even go lower, so we might have to do a bit of digging down. Oh, okay. If you have a look, say, on our map here, you see this big red square there? Yeah, that's the guy we're after. Now we actually have to find a few of these guys. Yeah, I haven't actually got the texture done for my journey map yet, but I have put a big red square there, ready to go, so that we can at least... Oops. See him on the map. Yes. Cheaty maybe? Have a big red square showing you exactly where to go. Otherwise, I think we'd be digging forever. So I don't think it's too cheaty, is it? Alright, we're nearly close to him. I'm just looking at the map to the top left there. We're right on top of him, so we did need to go down a bit, didn't we? Aha! Okay, there's some different blocks there. Runic bricks, runic glass. Can we break that? No. Can we break anything? Oh, we might. Oh, no. It looks like we're going to have to find the way in. So I'm going to have to do a bit of digging around. Oh, I dig just a little bit further over, and there we go. Oh, and by the way, I haven't actually made a smooth version of the runic bricks as well. I'm not sure if I should need to, because it's already got sort of a brick for all the stone around here. I don't know if it's... Oh, there's some water. I don't know if it's worth actually making a smooth version and then just making another brick version of the smooth version. So, still thinking about that one. Maybe we could make some other kind of texture for ObsAoA. Okay, let's... whoops! Okay, let's fall in. Oh, hello. Rune Templar. He's got green eyes, hasn't he? Let's just get rid of that. Oh, okay, magic. Now I think we need to activate him with something I didn't bring. Oh, I knew there was one more thing I needed to get. Whoops. Phew, okay, 10 minutes later. Ran back to the base and got some of these Runic Energies. Now I think we need this to trigger the game. Now I have read up on these guys, but I can't for the life of me remember just what happens when these guys kind of get activated. So I think we might just click him with this, and it might consume one of these, maybe? There's nothing else to click, is there? Doesn't look like it. Bedrock underneath. Click. Alright, there he is. Yes, he's... Okay. Alright. Yes, you. Oh, wait. We want him, don't we? Oh, he's taking like one bit of... energy remaining. You guys... He's definitely losing health. What do we do? Do we just kill these guys? It's just taking quite a while. Is there something... Probably should have read up on it, shouldn't I? Oh, yep, no, he's still going. Nope. Ooh, you guys got quite a bit of health too, haven't you? 80? Gun. Back to the gun. So he's not going down very slowly at all, is he? What do I do? Okay, so these guys constantly lose energy. The Templars there, but these guys, while those guys are around, they'll heal him. So we've got to make sure to get rid of these guys as quick as possible. So he's healing now. Why is he healing? I don't know. Yeah, so this could take a while. He seems to be healing, unless there's some of the other guys sort of hidden in the wall there. Oh, he makes a racket. Yeah, possibly. Yeah. He's... No, yeah, all of a sudden we're hearing out of the wall, so... so much noise. Yes, so this could be interesting. Could take a while. He's nearly down. Did we get something? Oh, there we are. We did. Okay, so he went down to 0, finally, and he dropped the Mega Rune Fragment, and we got a green one. Yeah, but we need yellow, blue, and red to make this guy. That was quite a trial. What was happening was a lot of the little guys were spawning in the wall, and I just couldn't get to them because it's an unbreakable wall, and because they were just there, he was healing from that. So he got down to 20, and then a few guys spawned in the wall, and he got back up to like 150. Boy, that was a bit annoying. Okay, so we did use the runic fragment on him to trigger him, and he consumed a life rune. I had that in my inventory, so he consumed that when he was activated. Oh, but now we have to go fight 3 more of these guys of different colours. But that's it for today, guys. We've run out of time, so we're just going to have to leave the other guys till the next episode, and then maybe we can take on Clunkhead, the boss here in the lands of Renan Door. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you're looking forward to ObsAoA. It will probably be about a week away, a week or 2 weeks, depending on when I can squeeze in enough time to get it finally completed and released. Yeah, so not long. So yeah, hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you in the next episode.